Hello everybody, this is Oro for the not the PCPO, we're in the WPF Delta Division right now. This is going to be the team builder versus Will's team, which is up on your screen right now. Short case scenario is that I am not confident in this game very much at all. I have done mocks and I have had good games. But the problem that I'm facing right now is I just didn't have a lot of time to build this team, to be honest. I kind of built it in the span of an hour or two. I mean, the team is fine and there's nothing wrong with it, but I do believe it might be hard to pilot if you bring certain things. But we will be going over the team builder right now. So Azumarill is pretty standard, I would want to say. It's just enough speed to outspeed a mid-speed Abomasnow. It has Brick Break to avoid Aurora Veil or Light Screen and Reflect from Abomasnow and Klefki respectively. Knockoff is just a relatively powerful move, and to knock off any sort of potential mirror herbs for this Como-O. I do believe my Como-O with, Clanger's Soul is obviously going to bring up a lot of mirror herb strategies potentially, and he has quite a few good targets for it: Spectre, Urshifu, and Baxcalibur. All of which Azumarill does okay with. If he doesn't burn my Azumarill, if he's just Shadow Ball or something with Spectre, even though he should be Hex, Knockoff does 80 something %. It's a very, very powerful move in this game against that Spectre. Knockoff at Aqua Jet's actually almost a 2-hit KO, I believe. Play Rough obviously does a lot to both Urshifu and Baxcalibur. It's a 2-hit KO for sure on both of them as far as I'm aware. Aqua Jet's just good to pick off any certain things. I do think Iron Moth has a decent likelihood to be Terra Water, but that's just a little scary. It's nothing I can't necessarily deal with, and as long as it's chipped down, it's very simple as well. Next we have this Shukaberry Como-O. Clanger's Soul is just the best boosting move that it gets, especially for special, and I can run relatively mixed with Drain Punch and Clanging Scales plus Flamethrower. I am Terra Fire so that I can resist Baxcalibur's Ice type moves, Iron Moth's Fire type moves, and Abomasnow itself. It's just pretty free setup at that point. Clanging Scales is just a super powerful move. It also hits Baxcalibur in case Mirror Baxcalibur is the target. I am Shukaberry with Terra Fire in a way to bait him out into clicking Earthquake instead of something like Scale Shot, assuming, he probably wouldn't have Scale Shot. Maybe, I think it's Glaive Rush is the name of the attack. I'm sure a +1 Glaive Rush will take out Como-O, but I'm actually not confident if it will. Even Earthquake isn't necessarily a guaranteed OHKO with Como-O. So the Shukaberry is going to help bait that out and potentially live that if it is the target. Urshifu is definitely a scary target for it, but Azumarill is a really, really phenomenal switch in for Urshifu, besides Poison Jab, which I don't know how likely it is that he brings, being that it would literally only be to hit Azumarill, and that's kind of a waste of a move slot in my opinion. Play Rough also hits just generally everything really hard. Terra Fire, Flamethrower, 2-hit KOs Klefki if they don't set up screens. It also would OHKO Abomasnow, assuming it's not going to be the Terra target. I highly doubt it will be. And it's also just a very good, no drawback stab move with Terra. Clanging Scales will hit everything absolutely ruthlessly. And then Drain Punch just for good healing. This is a perfect sweeper if they can get going, but the problem is he just has so many good mirror herb targets that it's potentially hard to click that button. We are booster speed Iron Treads with 4 attacks. My idea here is that if I can get everything either knocked off, weakened, or booster Iron Moth, I can get it to swap out. Earthquake's gonna just nail his entire team. It's gonna outspeed Urshifu. It's gonna almost OHKO Gliscor with Ice Spinner. Iron Head hits everything really, really, really hard. Rapid Spin and get rid of hazards. This is just a perfect 4 attacks for his entire team, to be honest. I guess I could argue something like Knockoff for the Girafarig, but I'm not expecting that thing to show up at all. And then Iron Head and Earthquake will almost do as much damage to Spectre as Knockoff will, especially the second one. And I just kind of want Rapid Spin, so it's not like I could swap that move out. He does have a whole Gliscor right there. We got a Leftovers CLODSIRE. This is a specially defensive one just entirely. It can live one Urshifu single strike. from Bandit, I believe. It's either Bandit or Scarfed. I'm not actually sure which one. It's been a little bit since I've made this team. Earthquake is going to just do relatively decent chip against most of his specially offensive mons because they don't have the greatest physical bulk. Against a Hexing Spectre, I'll take like 45%, and against even like a Terra Water or Terra Ice Iron Moth, that Terra Blast will be doing like 40-something% to me max. It's not going to do enough to warrant it, and if they aren't, I mean, even if they are sub, they're just constantly depleting their own HP. I refuse to believe that Iron Moth will come here and more bulky with leftovers or something like that. The speed just seems so valuable. Haze can go and bypass through sub, so if Spectre gets out of hand and I have something in the back that can live a +1 attack, then I can Haze with CLODSIRE and then let it go down to the next turn. And yeah, that's generally the basic idea for him. Stealth Rock is also just such a good move in this game that like I might as well just bring it. Ice Cold Crash, Brick Break, Knockoff, Ice Shard, 4 attacks, Life Orb, Weavile, hits his entire team so incredibly hard. Spectre can't OHKO with any sort of attack, even at +1. A +1 Draining Kiss after spikes, even 2 layers of spikes, is not a guaranteed OHKO. So if that can happen, I mean, assuming I don't just click Ice Shard in case it's in range, then I could technically knock off. Brick Break also to remove screens, and it's also a super effective move against Urshifu Single Strike. Icicle Crash is pretty obvious. And then Knockoff is another very obvious move. I mean, he's going to put in so much work. He's a great early game breaker, even a late game sweeper. He's fast enough just barely to outspeed neutral Iron Moth. If I show you, it's literally like 1 point makes that difference. And then we have a Colberberry Sinistra with Stun Spore and Reflect. This is literally just to bait out Urshifu, hopefully get a Stun Spore off of it, make it so I'm faster with a Giga Drain, and then potentially even get a Reflect up, which would really enable Komao pretty easily, actually. So that's the idea for that, and I mean that's generally just the team. I'm pretty neutral about this matchup. I don't think it's like the hardest thing in the world, but I do have to play correctly because he's just got such a nasty like offensive team. Spectre, Urshifu, Iron Moth, Baxcalibur, even Blastoise are all like such monstrous threats. I don't think Blastoise will be one of his offensive threats. I think it's going to be definitely Rapid Spin if he brings it. I think Klefki is guaranteed to come. If not, it's going to be Abomasnow with Aurora Veil to support Baxcalibur, who can be quite scary. Spectre is just, he's just a monster. Hex isn't going to do so much to Komao to like negate a Clangorous Soul. But I mean, I think at +1 it might. I'm not actually sure about that. And I mean, yeah, again, generally just the right team. I mean, hopefully Sinistra can put in some work with Paralysis and Hex. That's going to be very powerful. Giga Drain is just a decent coverage move. It's a decent neutral move into his entire team. And the Stun Spore slowing things down makes it, it's just so valuable. And then everything else is just, they do what they need to do very well. I just got to play around these sets and hopefully play correctly. So that's the team builder. Hope you all enjoyed. Stick around for the battle that is going to start right now. Hello and welcome everybody to the WPF Delta Division battles. I am going up against Will today. Not sure how I feel about the matchup. It's a little unforgiving for me, but I do have defensive checks for him. I have a pretty good offensive sweeper if I can get him going. And I'm just hoping that it's not going to be as much of a blowout for either side, at least. Sinistra's a pretty decent lead here. If he goes Klefki, then I can Stun Spore it, preventing it from setting up too much of anything. And he doesn't have anything that can immediately threaten me besides Spectre. So I am just going to lead Sinistra into this. I do expect Klefki to be the lead. It just kind of makes sense as a lead. Spectre would be potentially worst case, but it's not even that bad because I do have CLODSIRE to switch into it. Okay, Klefki up front. I do believe I just immediately click Stun Spore here. Him getting up screens wouldn't be too bad because I can hopefully stall him out a little bit. going to paralyze this Klefki. I am going to set up one turn of Reflect. It would make sense for him to be Flash Cannon and like Dazzling Gleam. And I could get my Reflect up, I believe, and see exactly what else he's planning on doing. He's going to get his own Reflect up. I do feel like I can just switch into Weavile now pretty safely, or I could go into CLODSIRE and get a Stealth Rocks up. I think that's what I'll end up doing. If he swapped out, then I know I'm faster. If he Thunder Waves here, then I know CLODSIRE has a pretty safe place to be here. Okay, he's gonna set up more spikes. That's fine, I think. I am just gonna Stealth Rocks here. He doesn't have great hazard control, if any at all. It's really just Blastoise. I'm gonna go into Gliscor. I believe I can go into Sinistra pretty freely here, or even a Weavile I can potentially go into. I believe I can just go back into Sinistra though. Hex is gonna do, I believe, 25% here because he still has Light Screen up. And an Earthquake shouldn't do much of anything to me at all. Sure, all these hazards are annoying, but I do have a way of getting rid of them with Iron Treads. And then Hex here should be doing a substantial amount, even through Light Screen, 30% roughly. Yeah, Toxic, which is unfortunate, but not the end of the world. His Hex should be doing 30-something%. Just gauge damage here. Looks like roughly around 30%, yep. My Reflect is gone, so I am just going to get that up one more turn. He's going to U-turn out. He is going, I'm assuming, into Urshifu, or Spectrier also works. I feel like Urshifu would definitely be the worst case scenario. Klefki again. Okay. I think that's fine. I don't know exactly what type of set Klefki has normally, so I don't know if he has any attacks, but it looks like he would have Play Rough. I think I'm okay with just going into Iron Treads here, removing them, or going into... Now, I definitely go into Iron Treads, I believe. I don't think he has anything that he could do to damage me. Play Rough would do, like, actually nothing. Especially through Reflect, it's gonna do, like, 5% or something. And then through Reflect, this thing gets 2-hit KO'd by an Earthquake, ignoring, you know, leftovers or anything. Removing the Cork Drive boost is kind of annoying, but it's not the end of the world either, and he got paralyzed. I'm assuming he was going to go for more spikes. I can Reflect or Rapid Spin here, and it doesn't look like he's leftovers either. Maybe Shuckaberry, but no, he's Light Clay because of the screens. So we are going to Rapid Spin here, get rid of the hazards that are very, very annoying for my team. He is going into Spectre, I'm assuming. Gliscor, okay. This is fine for me, because I can Ice Spinner here, I believe. And I do have Reflect up, so Earthquake shouldn't be doing anything more than 30% to my team. You might not expect me to have Ice Spinner because it is kind of just a standard check for Gliscor, and he has no reflect either, so Ice Spinner is going to do a lot of damage here. He could always double out to check and scout for that Ice Spinner, but I don't think he will. And this Gliscor has the ability to go down now. Ooh, very, very close. Not going to do very much damage at all. I am just going to Iron Head. Iron Head should take this Gliscor out from this range. And he can't really go into anything other than Blastoise. That looks like a little bit of a more physically defensive one. It absolutely is because of that Rocky Helmet. And my Reflect is gone now. The Gliscor being weakened is very, very nice. I believe I can go into Sinistcha one more time. He doesn't have a switch in for Giga Drain besides Iron Moth, and Iron Moth might not be able to take me out in one more hit. And Sinistcha's also kind of run its course. It's not really the bulkiest Pokemon in this anymore because of the Toxic. If he Ice Spinners, okay, Ice Beamed, obviously. So don't know what he'd go into here. I'm assuming he goes into Klefki. But I think going into Klefki enables me to get up a Hex, a little bit of Hex chip, and it allows me to get a Reflect up as well. So let's see what he goes into. Urshifu does do a tremendous amount of damage here to me. My Sinistcha does have a Colbur Berry, so if he isn't banded, then I think I have a... it doesn't look like I have any chance to live this attack. But for that reason, I am just going to Stun Spore and let this Sinistcha go down. Yeah. If he was timid, then I had a chance to go... Or sorry, Jolly, then I had a chance to live that pretty easy one too. But it looks like he's probably adamant. I think I don't have Reflect up. Do I? No, I don't. I am just going into Azumarill here. I want to start getting rid of items. Gonna knock off for that reason. Urshifu's not likely to stay in, so I'm expecting him to go into Iron Moth. And if he isn't booster speed, then I do get rid of that item. Blastoise is getting rid of the Rocky Helmet, which is very nice. Getting rid of that is super, super nice. I don't have my Ghost type, so I don't really have a switch into this thing. Weavile could get hit by a straight Aura Sphere, Water Move, Ice Beam. So I think it is just in my best interest to play rough once. Chip him down a substantial amount. I don't know if Blastoise has any sort of healing. It would just be rest, I'm assuming. But if he goes into Klefki, then I can just Brick Break on that. So I am just gonna play rough once more. Azumarill can basically hard wall this Blastoise, and Azumarill can still switch into Urshifu pretty consistently. I think it takes 2 from a choice banded Urshifu, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Klefki. I don't know if I've seen all the moves that this thing has. I've seen Spikes, Light Screen, Reflect. So I think I'm just gonna start spamming Brick Break, because it's just not gonna be able to get up those screens any longer. And I can start slowly chipping this thing down. He's not gonna be able to threaten me too much. So getting Spikes up sucks, I suppose, but I do have very fast Iron Treads. Outspeeds his entire team besides Spectre and Urshifu. So I can just definitely keep spamming Brick Break. And he doesn't have a switch in for this except for Spectrier, who doesn't want to take a play rough. And won't be able to kill me unless it's Spec. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it would have to be Specs, I'm pretty sure. Because even the Specs variant has a chance to not switch into this. Okay. Lefty's no longer really able to get up Reflect. I could knock off here, but I don't think there's a point. I think I do just Brick Break because he has to go into Spectrier. And Spectrier doesn't want to take a knockoff. Urshifu won't be able to kill me. Iron Moth will. But I think I've gotten to the point where Iron Moth isn't as much of a threat. He is going to be booster speed as well. I do think it's time for Azumarill to likely go down. Although it can switch into the Urshifu, which is nice. What HP is Azumarill at? 268. So it looks like Wicked, it's a guaranteed 2-hit KO. So he has kind of lost his, I guess I just go into Claude, right? Claude shouldn't be able to take much damage from anything except for, I guess it's Terra Blast Water. But even, I'm assuming Terra Blast Water, I could probably be able to live 2. Yeah. So he'd have to hit me with Terra Blast Water here, and that meant he risked the Azumarill, hitting him with a more than 50% play rough. And I mean, I'm unaware. If he is Terra Blast Water, then he has to risk me being Water Absorb, and he didn't even risk it. It did no damage. So I definitely do just recover once to scout for that. And see what he goes into. He does have Terra Blast Water. Didn't do a lot of damage though. It really didn't do a lot. And I can stall this thing out a little bit. So I do force this thing out at some point, I'm pretty sure. You can Terra Blast Water one more time, but I am just gonna get back to full HP. And sure, my Earthquake won't be doing too much damage to this, but it's gonna be reliable and important chip either way. So I am just gonna Earthquake once. That's a lot of chip. That's actually probably going to be enough for my Ice Shard from Weavile to take it out. So I'm going to recover again. This chip is going a long ways. I want to get out of crit range before I Earthquake again. And it looks like I'm actually going to be at that right now. Looks like I'm out of crit range from Timid at least. And I mean, he has to be Timid. So I am just gonna Earthquake one more time. Although I could recover, there's no point not to. So I am just gonna. Yeah, he's stalling me out of my recovers, but he can't switch out because then I'll be at max HP. Urshifu shouldn't be able to OHKO me either. And then after one more recover, I'm back at full HP again. Yeah, I'm just gonna recover again. He has to switch at some point. Yeah. I mean, that's unfortunate, I suppose, but it's not the end of the world neither. I do think Azumarill can likely come out and just play rough. Being at max HP is very nice with CLODSIRE. Azumarill going down here isn't going to be the end of the world. If I can come in and just play rough and knock it out once, then that's going to be super helpful. And I doubt it's going to be able to 2-hit KO me anyways. But it's going to proc my Citrus first off. Not going to do more than 150, I guarantee it. Yep. Poison Heal is going to be unfortunate, for sure. But I feel like a play rough into Aqua Jet should be able to knock it out. Could be wrong about that, but it's what I'm going to do either way. He doesn't have a switch into this. It's just Blastoise. And he's going to sack it. If he goes into Urshifu, then I have to assume that he's just going to Poison Jab. At that point, I might as well just get rid of Azu. I'm just going to Aqua Jet this. I guess I could knock off. I don't know if like a non... It looks like a non-Spectrier has the chance to just not KO me. 37.5% chance. So I think I'm going to knock off once in case he sets up for Nasty Plot or something. Although he is just going to Wisp, which is important. A little strange. Gonna take a lot of damage there. And I got rid of its Mirror Herb too. I'm just gonna play rough once. I'm fine with Azumarill going down now. And to me, it kind of just looks like Como can come out. At +1, I outspeed this. I could also just go into Weavile, I suppose, but that sounds like it's risking me, taking too much damage now. So I am just gonna probably go into Como. I don't think he has any sort of recovery, or sorry, not recovery, priority in the back any longer. It would just be Urshifu, and Urshifu is kind of dealable with. So I am just gonna Terra Fire, and I do think I am gonna Klingra Soul. I don't think he's able to kill me with anything. He would have to be modest, and I don't believe he had any sort of damage increase either. So he would have to be Spell Tag in order for this to have a chance of killing. It's gonna do a lot for sure. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. I completely forgot about that. I completely forgot. That's that sucks. That's so bad. I completely forgot. Damn. I knew I was gonna do that. Well, that's kind of bad. I do feel comfortable just going into CLODSIRE though. He's not going to be able to do much damage to me at all. And I am just going to Stealth Rocks because he's going to Will-O-Wisp. There's no reason he shouldn't. Hex is going to do a decent amount to CLODSIRE now, but I think even that I'll be able to live to from. Potentially not. This Pokemon's so strong. I'll be at 414. Oh, not 414, 386. It is going to be a guaranteed 2-hit KO right here. So I am just going to recover at least once. Oh, that's bad. That's not good. But getting rid of its HP is important. It is good. An Ice Shard from Weavile will be doing 35%. And that looks like it's potentially in that range. It's not doing a lot of damage either. This Earthquake won't take out the substitute in one hit, but the second one will. I think I potentially continue to recover. If I recover one more time, then sure, the Iron Moth can still continue to go ham, but the Iron Moth is weakened. And against it, a knockoff does 54 to 65, 64. So I can just recover one more time, haze, and then Earthquake to get rid of the sub. I played this super poorly. I should have just Clangorous scaled with Komao instead of trying to set up on this. I don't know why I thought I'd be able to do that. Obviously the health issue is right there. So I am gonna haze once and then I'm gonna Earthquake, so I should be able to live the other Hex. I have to assume he's Draining Kiss, but he's substituted Will-O-Wisped and Hexed. Draining Kiss is the only option, really, besides that Hex set. Earthquake should take it out, the substitute. Crit would have been nice last game, or last turn, but it's more than okay. Man, I completely lost, I think, because of that Clangorous Soul. Don't know why I thought I'd be able to do that. I definitely just Earthquake again. He's gonna substitute, it's obvious, but... Oh, I think I won, because I don't know if I win because of that, but I do think I have a chance of winning now. Weavile takes one Draining Kiss. After 2 layers of spikes, though, I'm not sure. No. Would put me at 235. Oh wait, hold on. 12.5% chance to Oko after 2 layers of spikes. I definitely just Ice Shard, but I could knock off. This looks bulkier because that wasn't doing a lot of damage to the Hex, so I am... No, I don't knock off. I definitely can shoot for the Ice Shard range. It looks like it might be in range, so I guess I go for it. No, wasn't quite in range. Unfortunate. Draining Kiss shouldn't take me out. Oh, okay, whatever. I guess it takes me out. Damn, dude, that sucks, man. I completely forgot about needing health. I knew that was gonna happen too. That sucks. I'm so sorry, guys. That was a really, really bad game. I knew that was gonna happen. I'm not even mad about it. That was just me being stupid. Like, I don't know why I did that. That was really dumb. I spin it for some reason. That sucked. Well, GG. That was just dumb. I completely forgot about needing the health. Completely forgot. I don't feel bad. No, I'll play better next week. That was just me being really stupid. Oh, I'm sorry about that, guys. We'll do better next week. That was really stupid on my end. But yeah, that was just me being dumb. I'm sorry, guys. Not feeling too great, but we will come back next week for week 2 of the WPF. The WPF. And hopefully I do a little better and play a little less just stupid next game. So see you guys then.